Hello, my name is Marie, and this is my Geek of the Week. I wanted to talk to you about the harp, obviously, and what unique role it has in the orchestra and how this came about. This harp is called a concert harp. That's the type of harp we use in orchestra, symphonic orchestra, because you have all kinds of harp, from very small ones to that's kind of the biggest. Most harps, in the way they're built, are diatonic instruments. That means that if I play a scale, I just get a major scale. I don't get any of what on a piano would be the black keys. The red strings are C and the darker strings are F. And the reason we don't have the black keys are because if we put the 12 notes with all the semitones instead of just a seventh, the reach would be far too big to be able to play octaves and arpeggios with ease. Therefore, the harp has been quite limited. You would have to retune. You could play only in one key and have to retune when you change key. Gradually, there have been different ideas to try to solve that problem and give more flexibility to the harp. One of them has been to put little pegs that would shorten the string. So you would change it by hand, and then you would have a string that would sound like this, and if you change your peg, would have be a semitone higher. The problem with that system is that you can change only one string at a time, and that you're still quite limited in the number of keys you have. In 1697, a Bavarian harp maker had this idea to put that system on pedals. So the pedals would connect through the pillar, which is hollow. You have rods in the pillar that would connect here, and you would have little forks that come and pinch the string to make it shorter. This was called the single movement harp, and it's single movement because it has only one option of shortening the string once. You would tune the harp in E flat major. That way you could have all the keys with 1 flat, 2 flat, 3 flats, or 1 sharp, 2 sharp, 3 sharp, 4 sharp, which gives you really a lot of possibilities. The harp that was used, for instance, for the Mozart flute and harp would be that kind of harp. The harp then was still not very much used in orchestra, or hardly at all. Beethoven used it a little bit, Mozart used it in the concerto, but mainly it was a harp to be used in salons, played by ladies. Marie Antoinette, Queen Marie Antoinette in France, in Paris, was a very good harpist. And from then on, the harp became very, very popular in France. I haven't checked this, but I heard that the number of harp makers in Paris changed from 3 to over 70 during her reign. And the harp developed a lot. Erard had this idea of extending the system of pedals to have 2 notes on the same string. So it's the same idea, but instead of going only one way, you could go and have 3 notes on the same string. So that means that this harp, concert harp, is also called pedal harp because I have 7 pedals. You can usually not see them in the orchestra, and it looks quite easy, but sometimes there's nightmarish things going on under the surface. These pedals, they suddenly gave a lot more possibilities. First, they allowed the harp to play all the keys you want, so the harp wasn't limited anymore. It came at a time when composers started to be a lot more interested in colors and timbre in the orchestra. But the thing that clinched the deal for the harp was the glisses, because before, you could do glisses like you could do on a piano. And Mozart wrote this little piece on the piano, which is called, in French, La tartine de beurre, which means bread and butter or something, and imitates the knife going over the toast. So that was a kind of, you could use a gliss, but it wasn't going very far. But with the pedals, I have 1 pedal per note, so the pedal of the C's will change all my C's at the same time. So C flat, or C natural, or C sharp. And because I can do this with all the notes, I can do things like doubling notes, having enharmonics, and that will allow me to do things like this. Which means and then the harp, that's an effect that nobody had heard before, that comes in the orchestra, that it can change, you can change the harmonies. So the harp has, like other instruments, many different roles in the orchestra. It can double basses or timpanis. It can help to the blend of the general sound. It can accompany solo instruments. But this magical sound is what's really unique to this instrument. And this is my Geek of the Week.